That's why today I am directing our House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public. This effort will be led by Chairman James Comer at the Committee on Oversight, in coordination with Chairman Jim Jordan for Judiciary Committee and Chairman Jason Smith on Ways and Means.
All right, you heard it right there, and good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announcing the historic impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden yesterday, and our next guest is going to be part of the team leading that investigation. Joining us now for more, Oversight Committee Chairman, Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Congressman, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So now, here we are. It's up to you to run this thing down. Racketeering, bribery, money laundering, foreign lobbying, all on the table for Joe Biden, not to mention the accusations of a cover-up. Take us through what happens next.
Well, we're headed to court, more than likely. We've requested bank records from Hunter Biden and Jim Biden early on, and obviously we never got a response back. We will re-request those this week. If they do not comply with our request, then we will subpoena and undoubtedly head to court. Now, the impeachment inquiry gives us a tool in the toolbox when we go to court. The strategy by the Biden lawyers would be to try to stall this and to run out the clock and to hold this up in court for a year or so. What this will do is make the judge have to act faster. This demonstrates how serious we are about the concerns we have with Joe Biden. We've already made the case that his family's taken in over $20 million from some bad people in some bad countries that are adversarial to the United States, and we don't know why. Joe Biden never has come out and said exactly what his family did to earn one penny of that $21 million.
Yeah, and you used to run a bank back in Kentucky, and there are over 150 SAR, suspicious activity reports. No one's been held accountable or explained what they are and why. When are you going to subpoena Hunter Biden and drag him into Capitol Hill for questioning?
Well, I think what I want to look at with Hunter Biden, if I could just have one thing with Hunter Biden, it would be his bank records. We see emails and text messages from the laptop where he complained to many people, including his daughter, that he had to give half his salary to his father. We have emails from Eric Sherwin, who was their bookkeeper, that would send Hunter an email saying, who's going to pay for your dad's new roof?
But Congressman, why not subpoena him and have him testify on Capitol Hill? Even if he doesn't say anything, that's going to be uncomfortable for the president to have his son testifying on the Hill.
Right. Well, when I announced the investigation early on, I said we're going to follow the money. And Hunter Biden's more than welcome to come in front of the committee. If he wants to clear his good name, if he wants to come and say, you know, these weren't 20 shell companies, they actually did something. He's invited today. We will drop everything.
Yeah, but he's not going to volunteer to do that. We both know that. But if you subpoena him, he then has to.
Well, he can fight the subpoena in court. It's very difficult. You know, I think if it were easy to get a president or their son in front of a House committee, the January 6th committee probably would have done that with Donald Trump.
No, good point. Although son's different. Everyone always says Hunter Biden's a private citizen. So it's not like you're subpoenaing Joe Biden right now.
Private citizen, but what we found in the last few weeks is he was communicating back and forth with the government about Ukrainian policy, which is a huge problem for Joe Biden. Look, I would say we will get to the point very soon where we subpoena Hunter Biden. But at this point right now, I just want the bank records because we're following the money, and our concern is that Joe Biden was, in fact, benefiting from these schemes, from these illegal, corrupt activities of his son and brother.
Right. Okay. A couple quick ones. Ian Sams, spokesman for the White House, put out this statement yesterday saying, quote, opening impeachment despite zero evidence of wrongdoing by POTUS is simply red meat for the extreme right wing so they can keep baselessly attacking him, the president. How do you respond to that?
Well, what Ian Sams and the White House has tried to do is create this narrative that there's no evidence. But CNN released a poll last week, CNN, that said 63% of Americans believe that the president was involved in his family's schemes. Okay, 2/3 of Americans, even though the mainstream media is not reporting this, are keeping up with this somehow. Thank God there's alternative sources of news out there. And the American people aren't stupid. They realize that it's not normal behavior for the president's granddaughter while she's in college to receive a wire from a corrupt Romanian foreign national days after Joe Biden left there as vice president talking about foreign policy. So the American people realize that Joe Biden has lied countless times. They realize that his family has violated many laws. And they believe, as I do and as most Americans do, that Joe Biden was front and center in these schemes.
Okay, so to that end, you've got 5 GOP holdouts. Ken Buck very vocally is a no vote right now. How do you convince them that moving forward responsibly and judiciously, which is what you've said all along, is the only way to get to the truth, and that the American people deserve the truth?
Right. Well, a lot of people, as you said, would love to have Hunter Biden from the committee and the committee beat up Hunter Biden or whatever. We just want to follow the money. We want the bank records. Joe Biden said he would be the most transparent president in history. Be transparent. They applauded when the Democrats released Donald Trump's taxes. Well, let's see your bank records. Let's make sure you weren't benefiting from your family's corruption. And by the way, we believe that the family benefited to the tune of over $20 million because of Joe Biden's policy decision. So Joe Biden's front and center in this. If they want to clear their good name, they can turn over the bank records and they can turn over the 5,400 emails with pseudonyms so we can see what type of communication they were communicating back and forth with their corrupt son.
Great point. And Congressman, the White House reached out to all the major networks overnight asking anchors at the networks to scrutinize this impeachment inquiry, which is pretty unusual. Look forward to having you back soon, Congressman James Comer. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll pick it up again soon.
Thanks for having me.